Well, good evening, or I guess we could say good morning, because of what time it is. But I have to keep my nose to the grindstone and watch what's taking place with this what they're gonna make of this Russia, if it's any collusion or not, you know, and if this is going to be something that will exonerate Donald Trump. Now, it's only speculation now. I'm only speculating, but uh, I believe that this is what the government of our United States of America will do. Exonerate. One of the worst things that have ever happened to us in the White House. This Donald Trump character has force has forces from out of the darkness, and I would have to say his collusion is something that will not be detected. His collusion is with none other than, yes, that's right, Satan, the devil. He has been conspiring with him probably all his life. And who's to say? Maybe, just maybe, he is obsessed or possessed by Satan himself. You know what I'm saying? It's a possibility. I mean, this guy is quite some character. If you understand what I'm saying. He's quite some character. And the reason why I say this is because, now he's at the top of his game. Yes. He has came to fame. The fame in which that he has been seeking pretty much for quite some time to become the leader of the United States of America. And hey, who's to say that he won't be exonerated? That he will be exonerated? I'm betting on it that he will be exonerated, and that he will be cleared of all charges, and there will be some other poor s'more that will catch the heat of the espionage, of the hackings of our democracy, and someone else that will be the key figure in the collusion with Russia. But think about this. This would be the perfect example of how this country's way of always allowing individuals that on top be able to skate through or whizzle through the evidence of undeniable guilt. And why I say undeniable guilt? Because if you can remember, Trump was the one who did not want to give up his tax forms because he was trying to hide something. And everybody knew he was. That was one of the main things that is a factor in this investigation. That he did not want to give up, and he did not. But see, here's the real spin that will just make your head just completely almost twist off, is that the IRS is a part of our government. Right? Who's to know? Who is to say so? Do you believe that could be something that someone could say, isn't the IRS a part of our federal government? Yeah, they are. And Donald Trump is the president of the United States. So, is he above the law? I would say if he wants to be. Wouldn't you? If he wants to be above the law by him being an elected official. Now, hey, all this time that they were trying to get Mr. Trump to show his tax forms before, mind you, if you understand and try to remember that they wanted him to give up his tax forms prior to his nomination of the Republican Party. Right? Or am I wrong? I have to fact check that one. I have to go back and check the facts on that one. And I believe I will. Because, see, him hiding his tax forms possibly may show some collusion of his intertwines with Russia. Because, see, he has supposed to made a deal in Russia to build a tower, a Trump tower there in Russia. And that may be a contract that he still possibly might try to bring about. He always did say something throwing hints at. Now, wouldn't it just be great if we was to make friends with Russia? Anyone remember that? Because if you don't, you probably are one of the individuals that voted for him. Or You just might be one of them individuals that thought that by not voting at all would make things better. How you could come up with that one, I don't know. I don't even think you know. So, and I'm pretty sure there are quite a few individuals in our country today with mud on their face because they was a disgrace and didn't vote in order for someone other than Donald Trump to win the political race. So, but today is the day that we will hear, if they don't delay it anymore, we will hear who will be indicted. But I would say Donald Trump will not be one of them. Yes, I would say Donald Trump will not be one of them. And on top of that, he will be exonerated from. Now, that's not all. Do you know that the electric company that's over uh, in Puerto Rico is a company? I believe they said that Donald Trump has some type of uh, dealings with them or partnership or whatever it may be. It might even be one of his companies that he owns. Because the wall was going to be built by one of Donald Trump's contracting businesses. That was his way of course he is already making money off the government, through, having his meetings in Trump Tower and different meetings down in his golf course that he has in Florida. Yeah. So some of the meetings that had supposed to have been done in Camp David was detoured and sent to Donald Trump's tower and down in Florida at his resort. So he's making quite a bit of money. Yes, he is. And no one at all has tried to bring it to a point that we would be able to have it in our heads that yes, this is a swindle. This is a man that is swindling the government. Yes, he is. So, what do you think about that? America, what do you think about that. Is this going to continue? Will the American people have to sit by, twiddle our thumbs, and be quiet and see this crook get exonerated? And not only that, nothing of the other shady deals that he has been involved in to come to surface. So we'll see, America. We will see. And as I was saying earlier about the other shady deals and his his dealings with over in Puerto Rico, the contractors over there that's handling the only one company, which that there was no other in other companies that was allowed to bid on the on that job to re-establish Puerto Rico. No others. Check it out. Get online. Google it. And you'll see that it was the only company got the job and was received the reward of the bid. So we have some pretty smelly stuff going on within our government. Really, really smelly. And we need to speak up as citizens of our country that are definitely our patrons to our government, of our government, and of our citizens. We need to muster up the courage to say something about this man, and not just his collusions that he has been with Russia, but his collusions and everything else. Isn't that a collusion? When you place that on that table also, where he not giving up his tax forms, wouldn't that be a collusion? Sounds like it to me that it's a collusion. I know it stinks. I know that for sure. And there is, he can't go with the same old lie about him, his papers being under, what's that word? I'm pretty sure everybody else knows what I'm talking about right now. If I can't remember. But anyway, America, Put your thinking caps on and think about some of the things that we have seen that has taken place since Donald Trump has been in office. And not not don't just play on the think about the Russia collusion. Think about all the other ones that he has been involved in. You know, his womanizing ways. You know, grabbing her by the pee, pulling him up to him, and a number of other things that I may have just said earlier while I was discussing this with you. So there are a plenty of suspicious activities that we all know in America that he has already been found guilty of. And you just might be one of the people that voted for him. Yep. Or, even worse, didn't vote at all. Fine job you did, didn't you? Fine job. Yes, indeed. So, this is King David D. Once again, wanting to know that, or informing you that I love you. Do you love me?